Today we have a 1999 Lexus GS300 stereo in the shop. This came in the other day because of hieroglyphics in the display. This is a common problem we see with backlighting as a second common problem. We're going to hit on both these problems and how to take care of this. I will say that this radio was sent in to us in pretty much in the present condition that it is in. With some minor changes, but we're going to show you how to take care of this. There are two screws on each side of the radio. One is on the metal bracket here at the top. The other is on the faceplate, one here. And these screws need to be removed. These were missing when this came into the shop. Again, on the opposite side we have two screws, one at the metal cover on the top and one at the side of the display as well. Now that those four screws are removed, this will allow you to pop the back panel up. This was so easy the first time. There we go, and we're going to set that cover to the side. Now this is going to give us the access to the inside of the radio. Also, we have on both sides of the front face here, we're going to remove this face first. We have four tabs, and if you lift up on the back of these and push it forward, you can see it's releasing the panel. We're going to, with our other hand, apply a little bit of forward pressure to this panel so that it doesn't pop back on. Release the bottom clip as well. Turn it over and repeat this for the top on the opposite side and the bottom. And there's usually one here on the very bottom that we're going to lift up and get to release here. This is going to allow the front face to push off and release. This is the radio with the face removed. We have two connectors on the bottom of the main circuit board, one on the right, one on the left. These will mate up with the two connectors here, so when we go to put the face on, we have to make sure it aligns properly with the frame to go back into place. But this display module, it can be ordered from several manufacturers. See our website for details of where and so on. But the part number is CWM 4931. That is Charlie Whiskey Mary 4931. This radio is a Toyota radio for Lexus, and this is a Pioneer radio. So now to remove this front panel, usually you get the display all in one piece here, and with this display is attached by two screws, one way over on the right side of the display, not on the circuit board, and one way over on the left side of the display. Once those two screws have been removed, you're able to pull the display module right up out of the face. Now there are two connectors here. Now I did mention earlier that this came into the shop, someone previously attempting to do this. In his notes he says he attempted to remove the connector from the original faceplate so that he could put it onto this circuit board. In this particular model there is one connector that's down here at the bottom and one on the front face, so when you remove the old defective face you have to unsolder 10 solder connections and solder this connector onto the provided new piece. Well, in this case we got no second piece, so we ended up hard wiring this one with wires all the way through to each contact. Now it's secured here. There's no connector like there was, so the space won't come back off as easily. But again, the two screws, snap it back in place and put the two screws in. The other common problem we see with this radio is the backlighting can be bad. Sometimes some of the features are missing. If that's true, then you're going to have to remove the face and replace the specific light bulbs. But again, sometimes we see the entire backlighting for the face is out, and that problem is here in this radio. And in order to get to that, we have 5 screws that hold this next circuit board on. 2 on the right side of the car stereo, and a third right along the back of the car stereo at the antennas. These all secure this tuner section into the radio. It's attached by this black connector here on the side. We're going to remove the remaining 2 screws on the left side of the car stereo. And the problem we have here with this one is a power supply problem. Now with those all attached, we're going to push out on the side a little bit because it's got some metal tabs that lock in this panel, and we're going to go underneath this connector under the circuit board and wiggle this up. Now this will seem kind of tough, but it will release and come up. You can remove the board. There are two holes on each side of this connector that made up with the pins on this connector, so that when you put it back in, it aligns and snaps right back into place. But the problem we commonly see with this is a problem in the power supply. Let's see if we can get a good look at this here. Back in the back corner here, we have a capacitor. Main big capacitor along with two transistors, but if you look real closely, right along the front of there, in a row, there are four 2R2 resistors, four of them in a row back here. We've resoldered those. They're located right along this row here. There's four of them that go right across, and we've resoldered those. Now, like I mentioned, to put this board back in, you bring it in, align the two black pins, and push it straight down. It'll lock into place. We'll reinstall all the screws to secure that. And again, I had mentioned the face going back on. Remember when we took it off, we had the two tabs on one side and two on the opposite side, along with one on the bottom. So what we want to do is make sure this mates up with their tabs. It slides in. Make sure this is the same for both sides. We can see where the clip is about to, if we push it further on, will attach. We want to make sure that all the clips are in the same position and push the face straight on. And now the two connectors down along the front will mate up and snap right back together. If you have any other questions, need removal help and so on, see our website. This will be posted on our site as well. Hope this has been helpful. See our website for any other do-it-yourself repairs and removals. And thank you for watching.